Yeah, so, hey, stop talking. Okay, up, breathe in, relax the hip. You want to open up the joints. Think way up in the sky. Think of that beautiful sun. Just guide the rays of the sun down through your top of your head, down the spine, through the hips, through the legs, into the ground. Use the ha to breathe in and exhale. Let everything go. Just practice relaxing and letting things go. Think of that little sun in your chest, warm and cool. Just putting out energy to your whole body. When everything lets go, then you raise your sternum. Breathe in from the earth, up through the bones, stimulate the bone marrow, the spine, the neck, over the top of the head, down the front of the body. Feel the legs sinking into the earth. Imagine all the blood moving in the bones. Imagine the bones getting stronger, thicker, every bone in your body alive. Come up from the side. Look way out over the palms. Look out at the horizon. Breathing in and out. Yeah, just the height of your shoulders, no higher than your shoulders. Breathing in, gathering. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Extend. Feel your shoulder blades moving. Everything else following. Scooping down. Nice deep breath. Squeeze like you're wringing out your whole body. Imagine every fiber of your body you're wringing out. And your bones. And your ligaments and tendons. Twisting, wrapping, squeezing. Bring everything back. So, you know, when I do the ligaments and tendons, right, I'm thinking that really coiling, I automatically make this fist. Because I just want that tighter, stronger, just that squeeze everything. And then you just imagine, even though you're expanded, that every bone, every joint, every muscle, right, you're just squeezing and twisting. Yeah, you don't, it's not this kind of tension, you're just imagining that you're just wringing out the body. And then you relax, everything floods back in, right? It's like you wring out a sponge and then you drop it in water and it just goes whoop, right? And then you wring it out and then whoop. Yeah. So this I showed you this fish last week. Yeah. So did you folks see that? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you know, just a regular fish is like this. Yeah. But this one, the thumb goes over. Yeah. And then the middle knuckle sticks out. So when you grab like this, when you grab like this, you can really squeeze hard. Okay? So you get more, you get more resistance, more training out of it. It's like oh, I need a heavier weight. But if you just make a regular fist and you squeeze, right, it just kind of stops. Right? You can only squeeze so much, but if you do this, right, you can really, you can just squeeze really hard. Right? It doesn't restrict. This way it just restricted, but this way, I guess it's the angle, right, where it can keep on bending and keep going. So my teacher would call this tip of the bullhorn. Yeah, tip of the bullhorn. So he would say, I guess Cantonese, ningak-kin, tip of the bullhorn fist. Yeah. So there's fighting applications for it. But in the training, Yeah, when you do this, you can tell like, wow, you can just keep clenching, 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 right? So to make the grip stronger and stronger, right? Whereas the regular fist, you can only squeeze so much. Yeah. So without having to buy, you do this fist. So just automatically, when I'm thinking the muscles, oh, just squeezing, but when I'm thinking just that coiling and twisting, right, I just automatically want that just bear down and that fist comes out. And I can really squeeze and twist and let it go from there. Okay, so bring the feet back in. Down there. One more time, relax. So, right, so that first lesson, you take a nice relaxed breath, use the, right, that gasp, that yawn. And then let it go. And then start filling up the body and expanding the legs, the feet pressing down. Let everything go. Just relax. Let everything fall. And when you feel like you're as relaxed as possible, then lift the sternum, right? Then feel that little resistance and come up. And let all the joints go. And it really is the large joints. So the shoulders, right, and the hips, those are the ones you really have to let go before you transition, yeah, from there. Okay. All right, so extend. Imagine your fingertips getting longer and longer, expanding, stretching. Same time you're relaxing the shoulders and the elbows and the wrist, but the fingertips are stretching. Okay, breathe in when you're ready, lifting, extending, feel it pull the body forward. And then washing the face, turning the palms. So the palms are constantly rotating during the whole movement. Lift and down. Just the head, open up the neck. Feel the shoulders dropping. Think of the movement, imagine the movement. And not too far. Just feel the whole body get full and down. Drop the shoulders. The fingertips being pulled forward. Then lift it up and slowly drop down. And feel everything is light and then it fills up and then down. And drop the head, let it start pulling on the spine. So it pulls on the spine all the way down to the tailbone. Breathing in and out, still rotating the palms and down. One last time. Let everything go and then breathe in. Okay, number 2, one hand up, one hand down, extending. Breathe in, exhale. Just let that lower hand fall. Look at the fingertip first. Breathe in. And out when you're ready. And stretch the fingertips. Feel the warmth of the palm washing through the forearm. Just drop that other hand. Yeah, then look at the second finger, second line, second finger. And then finally look way beyond the palms, look at the horizon or the mountaintop. Just send your vision way out. And come back to center, throat. Stretch the fingertips so you can feel the center of your palm. And out, lift the sternum and down. Yeah, not too far. The shoulder blades, squeeze the shoulder blades. all the way down. Yeah, leave the palms open. Yeah. Yeah, turn, pull the shoulder blades forward and come forward. She's looking at her house out the door. She grew up on Pacific Heights. Yeah, I was standing out there going, this is Palolo Valley, right? Oh, that's Pacific Heights. Yeah. You know how many times I've heard, the bus driver and they come up that one road and he was really nice, he's not supposed to let me out, but he let me out at the other place, and every day I had to catch the bus, And then when I wanted to go Girl Scouts, but my mom didn't come with me, so I went 2 times, but I had to go by myself, so I had to quit. And in the snow. No, she has those stories growing up. When they grew up, one of the uncles, they're really entrepreneurial, yeah. So they bought, how now you go around, right? You have all these little cul-de-sacs where somebody owns all the houses in them, right? They're just little dead end. You get maybe like 6, 7 houses or something inside. So apparently one of the uncles, they got together, they did that, and then they buy the houses, right? And then they move the houses. So she has these stories of growing up, they lived in the house was on barrels. Yeah. They didn't have OSHA, yeah, back then. So they got barrels, right? They plopped the house, right? Yeah. Yeah, and that's how they made their small little lot, right? Yeah, really, smart, yeah. And then somewhere along the line, I guess the parents moved up to up there, Pacific Heights, yeah, from there. Yeah. So all those, that's a road you have to drive up. When we were first dating, I met this guy, Turbo. I think his name was Arthur Turbo. You never heard that name, Turbo? He was in his car, old car, just sitting in the car. He had gone in the. Nowadays they kind of fill them in, but before, all the roads, right? You have that little drainage ditch. So he had gone in there. So I stopped, talked to her. He pulls out his business card. Way retired. He's still carrying his business card. I think he was like assistant police chief at one time. Yeah, he lived way up above the water tank or something. Yeah. Does that sound familiar? He wasn't the police chief, he was the assistant, so. Yeah. Like now, who's the assistant police chief? Nobody know, right? Who's the vice president? Nobody know, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, hold the ball up. Yeah, expand, stretch. You're gonna feel it pulling from the hip all the way up, and then coming through and all the way down, right? And then reaching through all the way to the toe. And just nice and straight. And then relax the wrist, and the fingertips can pull right in the center, right in the center. So the elbows have to bend, yeah. This center.
I've never entered a road.
You thought you guys had interactions, huh? Take a deep breath. Yeah, just let that breath go. And feel that warmth washing through the forearms. Slowly stretch. Feel your shoulder blades. Point the fingers up and down. Yeah. So just let this line up. Right? Let it line up this way. Let it line up this way. Yeah. Feel the fingertips being pulled up into the sky and pulled into the earth. Sink the breath down. Use that ha. Relax the ribs, relax the spine, relax the hips, let all the joints expand. And we want to sung the joints, want to relax the joints. Take a deep breath, expand. Just release that breath. Breathe in. Feel the lower belly expand, and when you exhale one time, and then slowly relax. Yeah, so just feel that fast exhale, so the throat opens up. Breathe in and use the ha. Yeah, you feel that quick release. Yeah? And then expand. Push the lower belly out. You breathe in. Just let the air escape. Open the throat. Expand the lower dantian. Okay, spirals. Drop the elbow. Pull the spine. Turn the body, turn the waist. Turn the spine. Make the palms nice and large. And exhale. Expand. Turn. Breathe in. And turn. Breathe in. And just let everything drop one time. Breathe in. Stretch the fingers so you can feel the center of the palm. Breathe in. Last time. Turn. Breathe in. Come to the heart. Right? Lift the sternum. Smile from the heart. And project. Right? Hold the ball. Right? Remember, you're cradling that ball right in the center the whole time, twisting. So you can feel the shoulders pulling out and release. Breathe in. Breathe in, coil. Just imagine the spine twisting, expanding. Right. Come back to center. Yeah, lift the sternum a little lower. Think solar plex. Look way out. Right? And out, lift. And down. Bring the feet in one at a time. Okay? So you add that practice of that. Right? And it's not throwing the whole body down. It's just the just letting go. Yeah, so later on, she can tell you her story. She told me her story of using that from there. But that will give you the fast relief, right? You don't have to throw your body down, but that and you can feel, you want the lower belly from here. Like if I push in below my belly button, I breathe in, right? I'm pushing only down here out. I want this to be relaxed. Right? And the can be either, right? If I'm pushing out, right? It just collapses, or it can be, can actually push out. So you can practice that too. I remember when I was first learning Kung Fu, I forget who told me the story, but it's like, they say the masters, right? When they're practicing this belly expansion, you're supposed to lie in the bed, right? And they put the rice on the stomach or in the belly button, and you go, and the rice is supposed to bounce up and down. I never tried it. No, the loose grain of rice. So it's supposed to make it dance, right? Yeah. I never tried it. I never tried rice. No. But I do remember like putting objects, right? Putting objects on my lower abdomen, right? And going, and see if I could do that. And I didn't do it sustained, but you can see when you let go, it's real quick, yeah? It's just, if you, when you consciously like force this to like bounce, it's almost too much. It kind of restricts the movement because it's like you're grabbing that muscle and trying to, right? As opposed to like just breathing in and it just lets go. Yeah, practice that, just that, and you can feel what lets go, and then the rest can just the follow through, right? Yeah. So sometimes it's just that, right? It still goes, but yeah, take a lot of time to practice that, yeah. That instant relief, yeah, from there. So yeah, she has a story that kind of validates why I say, for the fall prevention, yeah, on that, or the minimizing the damage. Yeah. Ideally, we never fall, right? Ideally, we never have anything negative in our life. Ideally. But until that happens, right, we want to work on it, and as we work on it, then we start minimizing the negative impacts, right? Until we can get ourselves to a point where like it becomes that 100% prevention because we're catching it, right? That we're calming down. But we have to calm down, right? All those negative impacts is because we react right away. Yeah, we just and the other 1,000 people in the room are looking at us like, what? Right? And when you calm down, you realize it was only me. Nobody else cared. Nobody else cared. Okay. So put your finger, press in a little bit, about 3 fingers under your belly button, just pressing in a little bit. Right? Sit nice and straight, and consciously let the shoulders drop, right? Let the elbows tuck. Use the ha sound. So when you breathe in, push the lower abdomen out, and then ha. And then pull it in, squeeze all that air out, and then ha. Right. So there can be a fast expulsion, just a release, and then there can be a quick exhale, and then let it fill, yeah? So you can release both ways, right? So and then squeeze all the air out, and then that little gas comes out, and expand all the way, and then squeeze the belly button into the spine, and that little gas, yeah, so relax the shoulders, drop the shoulders, kind of tuck the elbows in to help you. Yeah? So you can have that quick, and the throat has to open, and you can have the quick, both ways. But practice it so you get used to it. Just right, either that gas, that one time, and then just slowly fill it in, and then finish the breath, and then and then finish exhaling, and then finish the breath from there. Yeah, from there. Yeah. Because that initial, right, that's the unlock. You can feel everything unlock, right, both ways from there. And then you go home tonight, and you put something on your belly, and you go, and try and go, I can already see these two. Cut it out! But Randy said we have to practice. Stop it! Go to sleep. She goes to bed early. I'm going to crawl in next to her and go, she goes, what are you doing? You need to practice the okay. Press the feet down. Okay, stop talking. Press the feet down. Okay, so you press the feet down, right? Right. We start just by pressing, and then relax the bottom of the feet. Right. Right. And you can feel over here pressing, and then slowly sink to the hips, to the hip joint, the pelvic joint. So it starts pressing this way. You can feel the feet pressing, but relax the bottom of the feet. Right? Just totally relax the bottom of the feet. Right? Pull the chi up while you're doing that. When you're holding and just pressing the feet into the ground. Okay, press the chi down. Think of your legs heavy, heavy, heavy as you're doing this. Back of the hands being pulled. Deep breath. Back of the hands being pushed down. Bottom of the hands being pushed up. Keep pressing the feet into the earth. Bottom of the hands being pulled down. Yeah. Okay. And then let go of the legs. Yeah. So sometimes you have that sustained kind of heavy legs practice of just pressing. And if you can hold it for a sustained period, it changes. It just changes how you do it. Yeah. So you can think pressing, right? And it's also studying the mechanics, right? What happens first when you press? This just activates. But then you have to sink your mind to here and expand out. Right? So you push this out. Right? And then you can feel over here. But this feeling, right? You're pushing this way. This feeling is different from thinking just press down. Yeah, it changes, right? So the muscles are elongating now, right? They're stretching, and you don't feel it in the knees, right? You push from here. You're expanding this way. Now you're not pressing on your knees, right? You can still feel the bottom of your feet pressing into the ground because it's going to go down, and you can kind of feel like, oh, it wants to go forward, yeah, a little bit from there. So it's starting to expand out. Okay. So as we transition from one side, right, you press one side, 100% releases. But when you sink in the hip joint, that's when the heel releases. Right? So until you sink in that joint, right, it releases, but then you have to pick it up. But when you sink into the hip joint, and if you, even in the chair, if you let this fold, right, that will start picking up the heel, right? And then just sink in there. Okay, so we've been talking about that for the last few months. So now you have to add thinking of the lower dantian. So just live in that hip joint, let it turn, but at the same time, think of that lower dantian. And that's what's going to just anchor you. It's like just setting that pin inside. It keeps you real stable, yeah, from there. And it's just thinking about it. You don't have to do anything, right? So the hip joint, right? The joint, not muscle. So it's not going to restrict any muscle movement. The lower dantian is an energy point. So it's not going to restrict any muscle movement. But when you think of the joint like that, right, you're either going to sink into the joint or it's going to expand. You think of the energy point, you're activating the energy point, right? So it's going to help it to open from there. Okay? And then, yeah, we actually apply that to everything we're doing. All right. Yeah, release the legs first. Okay, so press 2 feet and then either left or right. And as soon as you sink in the hip joint and the heel releases, then you start. Drop the shoulder, head suspended, sternum up as high as you can, and then use your palms to guide it out forward and down. Drop your shoulder. And right here, you have to let go of all those big joints, right? And then you can transition. And right here, you have to let go of all those big joints, and then you can transition. You use the hands, draw it up, use the palms, bring it back, help to guide it, set it down. Yeah, feel the large joints releasing. And just breathe normally. Pick up the knee as high as you comfortably can. Right, sink the joints, sink the elbows. Whatever foot is on the ground, pressing into the earth. Pull the chi up, pull the leg up, guide it in, hold it, set it down. You don't have to time it exactly with me. Feel what you're doing. Go at your own speed, your own pace. Yeah. Yeah, go at your own pace. Take your time, finish your movement. If you're faster than me, that's fine. If you're slower, that's fine. And you have to listen to your joints, listen to your body. You have to give yourself permission to listen to yourself. Right? To go at your own pace. That's not old concept, right? What is the saying, right? Go to your own beat, right? Yeah. Okay. Hold the ball, extend, pick up the leg, set it down. Release. Okay, drop one knee, turn, breathe in, straight to the front. Turn the other knee out. Breathe in, turn, pull the spine. Breathe in. Yeah, breathe in. And come back to center. Yeah, so try that. Move again. Yeah, so you turn one way. Yeah, so we want to so as we come in, we're sweeping both hands. Yeah. So drop your shoulder. Yeah, drop your shoulder, and then you want to come straight out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, straight out to the front. Yeah, and then drop your shoulder. Yeah. So you imagine like you're right next to a wall, and turn. Yeah, and look in the front. Yeah, like you're right next to a wall, and just sliding your hand against the wall. Yeah. So drop your shoulder, drop your elbow. Yeah. Yeah. And straight out to the front. Yeah. Drop your shoulder. Yeah. This way. So you're gonna turn this way, right, and come back, right, and then the other way. So you turn. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This way. Turn. Yeah. Then as you turn, one side hip will open. Yeah. From there. Yeah. Yeah. So drop your shoulder. Yeah. Relax, and then turn. Yeah. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. So they both reach. Yeah. From there. Yeah. So one hand is going to. So if you turn, right? If you don't turn, it's going to be even. But if you turn, right, then one will come in, one will come out. So that's that. That's that hupipa kind of stance, where you end up with the inside hand tends to be lined up right with the fold of the elbow. Yeah, from here. So it's turning, and it stays in the center. So one hand in, one hand out, and turning. Yeah. And the only difference in this case is both hands are sweeping, so both palms, and then they're reaching. Both hands are reaching from here to create that stretch of opening the hip. Yeah, there. Yeah, and try to go right in the front from there. Okay. So that's for the pelvic joint, right? If I'm sweeping, right, if I drop my knee, right? So sitting, if I just drop the knee, that's going to open it up. If you take a step, might open it up a little bit more, right? Or take a step. Or if you're comfortable, you can drop the leg. And if you're comfortable, you can stretch the leg. You can stretch back, right? And that's going to open this joint all the way up, right? But make sure you don't fall off the chair. It's whatever is comfortable, right? Whatever you can do. So the standing is the same thing. You're turning and just sliding the leg, yeah? And that opens this joint all the way up. So in the seated, to me, the standing and the seated in this one, you do it a certain way. There's no advantage to one or the other. Yeah. The standing, of course, a little bit more working on the leg, the balance, that kind of thing, yeah, the shifting. But as far as the primary of warming up the pelvic joint, right, there's no advantage to either, no modification. Okay. Hi. Sorry, hips, knees. Yeah. Okay. The hands. Right, so same thing, right? All these legs in the seated, same thing. Press first, and then choose one side and sink deep into the hip joint and the lower dantian, and then you can really feel that heel release. Rub against the rib cage and out. Yeah. This foot pressing, heel, push the knee down, and then lift. Yeah. Use that hand to scoop, tuck the elbow. Hi. Other side. And just breathe normally. We have a chair. And lift. Yeah. Auntie, you can sit right up here with us. Lift. Yeah. Tuck the elbow, rub against the rib cage. Yeah. Really pay attention to that transition. Yeah. We reserved the seat for you. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you could join us. Yeah. Okay, so push the knee down, pump the toe, and then pull the spine. Reach, and then lift. And tuck and rub against the rib cage. Stimulate the rib cage. Liver and stomach. Pull the spine. Yeah, and then lift. Set it back and down. Yeah, and then down. Okay, hold the ball. Lift. Same thing, you have to press, sink into the hip joint, think of the lower dantian. Drop the shoulders, learn to drop the shoulders, and yeah, just let the elbows drop right in front of the heart. Oh, I like your shoes. I didn't realize how worn my shoes are. And it's my last pair. I'm going to be in trouble when I buy new shoes. My feet are going to suffer for 1 month. Yeah. I have big feet.
Yes, you do. Very.
My brother's taller than me. Like I was 5'6", he was like 5'9" or 5'10". I stretched out the shoes. He was so mad. Yeah. I only wore it once. Oh. What did they call that? Kalahapas? So my mom's story was that when I was born, the doctor said, well, if we go on the how tall projection based on the size of the feet, oh, this one should be like tall. I had the shortest. I had the biggest feet, but I had the shortest. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm so glad when New Balance came out, right? Because New Balance was wide width. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy when New Balance came out. Okay, pull the heels up, stretch the feet. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so tight. Yeah, pull. Yeah, and then shake it out. Okay. And then one more time. Pull the heels up, stretch the toes. Try to go right on the tippy toe. Yeah. I'm such a pack rat. I'm cleaning out. I finally cleaned out my apartment. It's just ready to show. And I'm finding all the old shoelaces, right? I've saved for the last 30 years and like, throw it away. They're brand new, but throw it away. Oh, yeah. I know I could use them for something, right? Like take up more space for another 30 years. Okay, so upper half, right? So pulling, stretching the fascia, and then the hand. So make sure you drop the shoulder, you tuck the elbow in, right? And start just by pulling, right? Just like you're drawing something up. Right? And then release, stretch, and one more time. Pull, stretch the fingers straight down, thumb straight down, right? Tuck the elbow. Right? The closer you come into your body, you can feel right in here. It works a little harder. So yeah, this side it got straight, but you can surround it so it comes to a point, or it doesn't have to be exactly. I try to get these 3 fingers touching at least, and then 4 and 5 tend to wrap. But the main thing is to pull. Yeah, drop the shoulders, drop the elbows. Right? Yeah. So yeah, remember you can easily just use water bottles. Yeah, water bottles are so easy. Right? You can start off with small water bottle, fill it up with how much water you can hold. You can move to a larger water bottle, fill it up with whatever water you can hold. Larger, you can go up to a. Can you imagine picking up a 2-liter bottle that's full of water? Yeah, that would be a lot of work, right? Yeah. Okay. And then the circles, right? So same thing, but we add the circles, right? So down first, and then out, and then drop the shoulder blade, right? Right? So same thing. The more you let this wrist bend, right? You can feel that stretch, right? So it can be soft, right? Or it can be really scooping and stretching. I can just feel it pulling, right? And then in and down. And this is actually related to an exercise called teacups. I don't know if we ever did it in here, yeah? Teacups. When you do the teacups and then you come back and do this, you realize, hey, wait a minute, it's the same movement, right? So it shows you a variation, right? So in and down. Right? And then you start rounding it, so you start spiraling, right? 1 finger at a time, and it closes a little bit, and then it opens 1 finger at a time, right? And then it starts closing until eventually you start making a fist, right? And squeeze, and then 1 finger at a time, and 1 finger at a time becomes 1 joint at a time, right? So spiraling and opening 1 joint, right? Unrolling. So if you did this with this, right, seated, you'd be stretching the feet and stretching the hands at the same time. Yeah, squeeze and then release. Right? So everything's progressive. Right? And tuck and come down, and squeeze, and then release. 1 more time. Right? Squeeze and release. Okay, and then relax. So in the teacups, I was explaining, it either comes back or it rises, right? So this is like coming back, right? So from here, the rising, right, coming out, right, away from you, and then coming down. And so you come up and out, and then come down. The same thing, tuck the shoulder, tuck the elbow, stretch the fingertips, and then slowly start moving 1 finger at a time, right? Until slowly you're going to start making a fist. Right? And when you make the fist, then it's 1 knuckle at a time, right? 1 joint at a time, right? So you start grabbing, right, and squeezing, and then releasing. So everything is progressive. You're not holding any one form, right? You're squeezing through it. And I just automatically make that fist. I make that knuckle come out. Because when I come up, I can just feel like there's so much coiling, right? That this fist comes out, and I just really want to grab. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, you got those knuckle fists, I know. Yeah, stretch, make sure you stretch, and then one at a time, and come up. Yeah, one more time. And you can make those circles as big or as tight as you want them. Yeah, okay, and then shake it up, yeah. So you could do these round movements, holding, like, I know every household gotta have dumbbells in them, right? Every household gotta have 1, 2, 3 pound dumbbells or weights or something, I guess. If you haven't seen them in a long time, look under your bed. Push the dust bunnies on the side, right? So you could do the same kind of movement, right? Holding a weighted object, right? So again, water bottle, right? Small water bottle. If you cannot find your dumbbells, right? If it's too heavy, take out some water. So water bottle is interesting because if it's not filled up with water, right? As you move it, that water is going to slosh around. So it's going to challenge the stability a little bit, right? From there. If you only have one water bottle and filling up with water is too light, fill it up with sand. Yeah. Denser, heavier, yeah, from there. So all these kind of movements, these circular movements. So you don't have to, you can go to Target or wherever, and you can buy that ball, that gyro ball, right? And hold it, right? That's a challenge in you, right? Or you can just do it yourself. Yeah, from there. The constant, and then shake it out from there. Okay, push, yeah. Stretch a little bit, just a little bit. So when you watch all the Aikido and Judo, they do all this stretching first, yeah, because it's all the joint locks. So you want to make sure they're warming all this up first before they get into that. Yeah. Okay. So try this. Press your feet. And then listen to these hip joints, right? Sink into the hip joint. But as you release the tension, listen to how you have to release these large joints, yeah, from here. Okay. So again, press, right? Expanding and opening the hip joint, pressing. And then as you let go, you have to let go of in here. Yeah, it's these large joints. Yeah. So you try one side, right? You press, and then only one side presses. And you pick up, right? You're sinking in here, and then you step down. And then just before you can press this leg down, you have to let go. And you'll have to let all this go, right? And then you can press down. You can press. And then you have to, right? If you touch, but before you can sink this leg down, you have to let go. So that's that transition I'm talking about when we come here, right? And come down, before you pick up the leg, you have to let go of this. Okay? So if you're doing it with the hands, then the shoulder has to let go. Right? It's a big let go, right? So that, So if you're using that, right? So if I'm breathing in, right? Breathing in, right? You can add that to emphasize that timing, and it'll help that let go, yeah. But if you listen to it, it's not all the joints like I was saying before. It really is the pelvic joint and the shoulder joint, right? That has to, and that way these can actually still stay expanded. But these joints, right, are so important. The quad is important, which means the shoulder joint is important. Yeah? So you listen for that little change. Okay? And then practice this one again. And so as you coming out, right, you feel the whole body. Right? You feel that like compression in the whole body. Like, is it filled with air or is it really light? And so when you come out here, right? It tends to be light, but right when this hits that right angle, right, then you can feel the body starts filling up. Right? When you feel it filling up, right, that's like pressing a spring, so you can feel that compression, right? So just light, and then just as it opens up, it's like, oh, everything connects. Tilt the sternum up, right, and feel that compression, and that's all you need, right? So the heel of my palm, right, only reaches about here. And when I start dropping, right, it doesn't. Right, I don't let the wrist, the heel of the palm, even reach the kneecap. Right, it's just kind of before the kneecap. Right, it's like right here. My kneecap is here. Right, it's right about here, and I lift a little bit more, and it feels really full. And then slowly start letting go from here, and then start letting everything else go. There, yeah. So if you listen to that sensitivity, right, then you don't have to do this. Even this is too far, right? You let it sink. And then lift the sternum, stretch the fingertips, and you can feel the whole body kind of expand. Like somebody, oh, just turn on that pressure, or they just squeeze that bulb, right? And the body went boop. Yeah. And the more you listen to that sensitivity, right, you'll start to feel like, as soon as you start feeling that spring, yeah, you'll feel like, oh, it cannot. Yeah. It becomes that sensitive to it. Right? That's why demonstrations are a lot of cooperation. They're real subtle, yeah. And you bring out these kind of demonstrations to public, everybody, that doesn't work in real life, because they don't realize you're studying something so subtle. Yeah, that's not how you would use it like that. So, yeah, that's where all the fraudster stuff and accusation. And some of those guys are good, and you gotta wonder, because they can do some things, but with their students. It's the ones who can do it to anybody that you really get like, oh, hey, I want to shake your hand. Like, no, don't touch me. Okay, relax. Yeah, let's go. So yeah, speaking of shaking hands, right, and all of these, when you stretch the middle finger, especially the middle finger and the ring finger, right? You really stretch, drop your shoulder, relax, and just expand. You can feel it pulling through, right? So that helps you to emphasize the center. We call it, the center is the Gung point. So I was taught, if where the middle tip of the middle finger touches, that's the Gung point. Okay? Gung. It's called Gung. Yeah. Gung point is also heart element. So you think of your greetings, yeah? So if you shake hands, right, you're connecting heart, right? This is pericardium, heart. This is heart. Yeah. From here. Right? So when you clasp hands, right, that's that heart energy, right? So if you're flowing and smiling from your heart, right, it's coming out here, and you think it's flowing and smiling to that other person's heart, right? When you're comforting somebody, right, you're tapping them in the back, right? You're tapping them with here, right? You're feeding them from your heart energy, right? And you're comforting the child, right? Yeah. Right? When you tap the head on the child, oh, how many of you really like to be tapped on the head? Oh, yeah. Nobody, right? That's your crown, right? That's your heart energy, right? It's too much, right? It's too much, right? That's why it's irritating. Your third eye, right? That's your intuition and stuff. Oh, you don't want people messing with your crown, right? Closing your crown and fooling around with your intuition, right? Oh, that's irritating. But people are drawn to that because that's your energy, right? It's flowing. Yeah. So the excuse is, oh, I'm here to comfort you, but really, like, they're getting the charge. Yeah. So sometimes you might notice after class, you're hanging around your partner and they're just like following you all over because you're just exuding, right, this energy. Like, oh, I'm so glad you're back home. Get away from me. Like, it's too much, right? Like, just because you just need this space, right, for that energy to flow. But they're like, go, come here. Come here. Come hug me. Yeah, that's a real thing. If you put in a lot of energy, right, you're gonna attract. Yeah, you're gonna attract those old Chinese men. And if you put on the liniment, oh, worse. Oh, you smell good. You have white flour. Okay, but remember that's heart. That's heart right there. Okay. So, yeah, when you do that, right, it's really sensitive, right? It's really sensitive. Yeah. So you don't need to whack, right? It's just that touch, and you open up your heart. And you can practice that whole thing, right? Sun in the sky, feeding that energy down to your sun, right? That feeds energy to your heart, and you can flow that energy out, right, through your palm, right? And imagine, oh, you're flowing it into that other person's heart, and then you help them, right? You think, oh, got to connect that sun with their heart, right? So you feed in that way. Yeah, simple healing from there. All right, extend, breathe in. Let go. Right, bring the feet in. Right. Yeah, so feel the hips and the shoulders letting go, being suspended from above. Just drop the hands. Lightly close the eyes. Sink the breath down below your belly button. Relax the shoulders, relax the hips. Relax all the facial muscles, so no physical expression. Relax the throat. Make sure the lower belly is expanding and collapsing with the breath, not the collarbone, not the chest. As you relax the facial muscles, start to smile from the chest, smile from the heart. You feel the forehead and around the eyes relax and drop. From the bridge of the nose through the cheek, just those muscles just start dropping. The teeth, the gums relax, the jaw relaxes. You can feel it falling and sinking. All the while, just see that energy flowing down and smiling and glowing from the chest, from the heart area. Any distractions, acknowledge it, and then bring yourself back. Slowly start expanding the hips. Slowly pressing the feet into the earth. And feel the heel from the toes connected to the earth. You lift the sternum, but keep the breath sunken. Slowly open your eyes, looking straight ahead at the horizon. Tip of the tongue on the roof of your mouth. Take a deep breath before we begin. Let it all out. And breathe normally. And when you're ready, commencement, picking up the hands as you breathe in. Right? Go at your own speed, your own pace. Listen to your body. Listen for those subtle changes. Wake up the chi, bring it to your heart. Number 2, rolling it out. In the standing, this is the step up. Bring it into your body. Feel the forearms rubbing against the rib cage, stimulating the stomach and the liver. Expand and relax. Come back to the heart. Expand and relax. Number 4, single whip. pull your spine to the right. Pull the hands out. Breathe in, release. Follow the left hand. Single whip right here. Keep on turning. Drop your right hand. In the standing, this is releasing that right foot. And then the stepping would start. You can look at the fingertip, or you can look at the second finger, or you can look way beyond at the horizon. Keep the shoulders down, elbows down. Keep the fingertips pulling and stretched. Let the spine turn. Release. Finish on the right side, then come back to center. Come back to the heart. One open and close, sternum up. Repeat on the left side, single whip. Pull the spine, turn. Release. Look at the right. Transition. And then one saw. And practice that fast release of the breath. Breathe in and coil. Pull the spine and coil. Finish on the left side. Come back to the heart. Hold the ball. Expand and release. Brush the knee on the right side. Pull the spine, pull the fingertips straight up. Pull the fingertips forward, breathing in. Lift the sternum, brush the left knee. Keep on turning. The hands roll to the center like you're holding the pipe right in front of you. And as you release, pull the spine to the right. Left hand starts to rise. Fingertips no higher than the shoulder. Breathe in. Release. Hold the ball. Right palm under left elbow. Coil. And release. Parry right. And then reverse the palms. Lift. Parry left. Breathe in. Cover. Right. When you hit center, it makes an X. But you keep on turning so that plus sign comes out. And breathe in and start to grab. As you exhale, squeeze and turn. Let the left turn until the left fist just touches the rib cage and the right fist extends and release. And back to the center. Rolling back. Collect. Compress. Lift. Breathe in. Come back. Breathe in. Left side. Pull the spine. Pull the fingertips straight up. Breathing in. Fingertips forward. Lift the sternum. Breathe in. Keep on turning. Pull the spine. Breathe in. Just shoot the left palm under the elbow. Release. Parry left. Reverse. Parry right. Now wash through the forearm. Good. Cover. Just flip the right hand over. Turn, 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 turn. Outside of the leg. Breathe in and start to grab. Turn until the right fist tucks against the rib cage. Yeah, right underneath. Yeah, so under the arm. Yeah, same side. Yeah, so this fist, yeah. But then your right fist, bring your right fist on, yeah, like that. And just feel it tapping the rib cage, right? So as I'm turning, right? As I'm turning, this one comes out, and then this one tends to tap right over here. Yeah? And then release. In center. And drop the shoulder, drop the elbow, rolling back, gather. And compress the palms and lift. And then come back to center. Okay, then left side. Right? Brush the knee. Breathe in. Fingertips. Followed by leisurely tying the coat. So turn a little bit more. And then release. The right hand comes in and circles up to the center. Turn, turn, turn. And then release. Wipe down. And then breathe in and turn, lift. And then And then turn, extend, and release. Drop the shoulders and the palms. Lift the sternum. And we're going to do fist under elbow, right side. So pull the spine and press out. And release. But drop the right hand. And turn the spine, twist. Then release. The bottom hand grabs a fist, turns up. And then pull the spine until fist under elbow. So it lines right up on top of each other. Breathe in. Squeeze the fist. And then open. And then fold. Fold the elbow and pull the spine to your right. Drop your left hand. Brush the knee. Lift. Keep on turning to your left. Right hand washes down. Breathing in. Left fingertips. Lift the sternum. Keep on turning to your right. Left hand washes down. Breathe in. Leisurely tying the coat. Turn. Left hand circles up. Turn back to the front. Turn to the right. Hands wipe down. Turn back to the front. Lift and turn to the right. Hands come out and release. Drop the shoulders and elbows. Double palm. Fist under elbow, left side. Pull the spine, pull the hands out. Lift, release, drop the left hand. Turn the spine, turn the palm in the center, right in between the center. Release and grab, comes up. And fist under elbow. Breathe in. Open. Breathe in. Fingertips. Lift the sternum. Keep on turning. Breathe in, washing down. Breathe in. Turn. Lift. Leisurely tying the coat. Turn, out, turn, back to the front, turn, all the way out and release, big spiral, over the tailbone, lift the sternum, open and close, closing, relax, breathe in, expand, and then slowly release the hip and the shoulder joints. Still expanding. And slowly start to release all the other joints and muscles. And press one foot into the earth so you can bring one leg back at a time. Let go. The other leg. Let go. Breathe in. Expand. Just re-establishing, pulling and flowing that energy down, let everything go, and then rise. Breathe in, and okay, release the legs. Oh, just in time. Extend. Yeah, come out, extend. Yeah. So you feel your, open your hips. Yeah, push your hips out and push your shoulders out. Hips and shoulders. Yeah, push, expand. Relax the wrists and the ankles, but just the hips and the shoulders. Pushing, extending. Take a deep breath and let go. All right. So the complete formal way to do any set is to practice that wuji. So that's why once in a while before we start the set, I'll say, close your eyes, right? And then you just use that time to set everything. Like it might expand it might relax. And the proper way would be until you release all the distractions, and then you feel like, oh, okay, I'm as relaxed as I know how to be. I'm in that perfect form to start, right? And you take that breath, and then you slowly open the eyes to slowly let the sunlight into your body. You don't want to go boom and shock the body, right? From there. Okay, so the wuji is the meditation. It's that still meditation. Right? You don't clear your mind to meditate. You meditate to clear your mind, right? So in the thought process, right, to be able to think of, practice the form, right, and memorize and think what's coming next, right, and just focus on that, you have to not have distractions, right? The least amount of distractions. So by emptying the mind, hopefully, right, when you're doing your practice, whatever it is, right, whether it's work, play, whatever it is, that you've cleared everything out of the way, so during that time you have no distractions, right? And then you can just focus on that, right? And if a distraction comes out, and could be, right, could be noise, could be visual, could be subconscious, you have to acknowledge it, because if you don't, then you shove it back in, and that's just one more thing in your subconscious that keeps, hey, listen to me, right? It's like that child, like, hey, mommy, 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 mommy. So you let that go, and then, right? So you meditate to clear your mind. Only a dead man can think of nothing. So you cannot clear your mind, right? You cannot think of nothing, although that's what they like to say, right? Think of nothing. Only a dead man can think of nothing. Best you can do is think of one thing. Singular or one thing, right? Whatever they're doing outside, whoever's in charge, that organization, that's one thing, right? But think of all the different elements. Right? So you plan baby shower. Baby shower is one thing, but how many elements, right? Just the coordination of people. Only our house. We keep it simple. Well, we got to invite the immediate family. That's natural. We got to invite outer island. Where are we going to house them? The mainland people want to come. Where are we going to house them? The third cousin 10 times removed in Germany wants to come. What's the airfares? They're asking if they can stay at the house. Cannot have distraction, right? Yeah. So the proper way is you do, that's what we call wuji. So wuji is the black hole, nothing. Wuji is nothingness, right? That's the black hole, right? But the black hole is one of the densest complete worlds. It has many worlds inside. It's a black hole because it's so dense, right? Light cannot escape. So it's an illusion. So thinking of nothing is an illusion. When you can think of nothing, that means everything's exposed, right? Then you can see all the worlds come out. So thinking of nothing is the black hole, but actually everything is in there. So when you think of nothing and then you do the set, right? Then you can look at everything, all the elements, all the principles, and start playing with them and start mixing them up and then start getting fancy. right? And just get really fancy and then start adding and adding and adding. Yeah? But if the more distractions you have, the less you can see what's in there. Yeah? The less ingredients, the less options you can see available to you. But if you take away all the distractions, then you can see everything in there. Yeah.
In a little while, the children from the Lincoln School is going to come up.
Oh, okay.
They're on their way up.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so bring the hands up. In and out. Yeah. And just do a short little bell. Yeah. So just gently close your eyes. And smile from the heart. You slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together, loosen everything up. Faster. Okay, one step up. Yeah, stand up. Because we gotta stand up anyway. Breathe in and out. Yeah, breathe in. And all right, right hand, left hand. All right, thank you, everybody.